This is an unboxing, installation, and review of the Morimoto HID upgrade kit. This was purchased from the retrofit source, and we also picked this up with the XB LED fog lights as well. So we'll go ahead and unpackage everything and lay it out on the table. You can see this kit does come with 2 ballasts. You have an extension cable, your 2 HID bulbs, your XB LED fog lights, and these fog lights are great. They are a really well used light source, focused exactly where you need it. The Sierra fog lights that come standard on the truck just kind of throw light everywhere except for where you need it and are almost unnoticeable from the driver's viewpoint. And the rest of the wiring we'll go ahead and lay out as we need it when we're doing the install. So I opted to go ahead and remove the grille and headlights from the truck completely. The reason is I have these strobe lights and the fog lights, and I'm going to have to relocate them, possibly up in the turn signals. I'm not too sure at this point, but you do have the option to do this kit by removing the airbox, as the passenger side headlight is definitely blocked by that airbox. So if you don't want to take the grille apart, you can go ahead and take the airbox out and access everything from within the engine compartment, which will trim off some time. So we'll go ahead, we'll start, remove the fog lights first. First step is take this trim ring off. There's just some tabs in the back, you'll pop off, it'll pull right out, and then your fog light should just pop out right in your hand. You just have to pull it out, pry on it a little bit, and it should come out without too much of a fight. And you can see I removed the bulb from the back prior to pulling it out. You can do it either way, before or after. I also have to remove these strobe lights. Now you do need this little plastic retainer clip from the factory fog light that will go in, and it'll just pop in place in the replacement LED fog light. Just pop it in there, and then you'll need the adjuster screw as well off of the factory fog light. Thread that in here, and then go ahead and put your fog light back in place. Attach your wiring connectors, and then that fog light should just pop right back into the factory mounting positions without too much, again, fight. It should just pop right in. And then we're going to go ahead and you're going to want to test that before you put that bezel piece back on in case there's any problems. But you can see here I fired the light up, turned on, everything was fine. Same on the driver's side, everything worked as it should. We can go ahead and put our bezel piece back together. Now on to the HID headlight installation. As you can see here, again, I did have to remove quite a bit more. You don't have to do all of this. However, if you do, it is a little bit easier to hide some wires. Again, if you wanted to go the easy route and just remove the factory airbox from the passenger side, then you can access everything from up above. You can see here I go ahead and remove all of these trim clips to pull off this plastic shroud. That exposes the 4 bolts up top to take off the grille. This is the top 4. There are a bottom 4, so you have to remove this trim piece, painted trim piece, so be very careful with it. There's a bolt up below. You remove that. You can pop this off, and then you just have to work at it. Now, there are some clips in the front of the radiator that hold this in. You can either use a screwdriver to pry down on them or just wrestle with it a little bit. It will pop off. It just takes a little bit of muscle pulling it back and forth. Be careful when this does pop off that you're not going to scrape any of the paint, and then set it off to the side. You can now access the 4 lower bolts for the grille, and then it does just pull right off. And now we'll just take that grill, set it in the bed of the truck, face up to make sure we don't scratch any of that chrome while we're working on it. And now we have access to the 4 bolts. There are 2 up top and 2 below to remove the factory headlight housings. And now that we have them on the workbench, it is, again, much easier to work on these, and also for illustration purposes as far as what these steps are to install these bulbs. You'll take this little cover, twist it off, it just pops right off. That's the cover that needs to be drilled through to get your wire harness out. We will pull out the severely lacking factory halogen headlight bulb and replace it with the HID. Now, do not touch the bulb. You have to use the alcohol wipe pads to clean it off. Just make sure that you're very careful with these. You don't want to get any hand grease or any foreign contaminants on that bulb, or else it will blow when you turn it on. Just make sure you turn that in. There are 3 tabs that you need to make sure to lock in. Just, again, double check that, make sure that you're putting those in right. The wire harness just clips right on the back of the bulb. And then you take your factory light connector and plug it into your HID wiring harness. And now we'll go ahead and proceed with drilling out the cover. Just take it easy with this. It's really easy to drill through, actually. You can really kind of have at it, but just holding it in hand and push it through, it's pretty simple to drill through. And then just push your wire harness through it. Make sure you seat your grommet in there so it does stay weather tight. I opted not to go ahead and seal it with any more silicone. Some people have mentioned that sealing with silicone is, that extra added security blanket, but this grommet sits really tight in there, and I don't imagine any moisture getting through there at all. If I have any problems in the future, I'll just go ahead and throw a little silicone on it, and then just repeat that process on the other light, and now we're ready to go ahead and proceed with our installation. Now, I am no fan of wiring. To me, it just could be a potential nightmare, but the Retrofit Source website has all of the wiring diagrams for your layouts, for your relays, your ballast, your extension cables, and you could follow it really just as a picture book. It really is self-explanatory as you're looking at the instructions. So what I recommend you do is just go ahead, lay everything out, make sure you check everything over a few times, get everything nice and hidden as far as your wiring goes. It's really easy to set this whole thing up. And then make sure it's grounded. If you're going to ground to any body parts, make sure that you do sand away any paint that would prevent a good ground. Connect it to your positive terminal and fire it up. Like anything, before you go ahead and put all your trim pieces back or button it up completely, you want to get it all roughed in, wired up, test it, make sure that everything's working as it should, and then you can go ahead and tighten everything up and put it all back together. All in, I would say that this installation took me probably about 3.5 hours, maybe a little bit less, but I did have to do quite a bit more removal than what you would have to. Your average shade tree mechanic, I would say, can probably do this kit in just over 2 hours. If you're the type of person who's capable of doing an oil change or changing your brakes or anything like that, this is a really easy job to get completed. So as you can see here, the light's fired up just fine. I had no problems at all. Now we'll go ahead and we'll just put everything back together, and when the sun goes down, we'll take it out and we'll show you how these things work. Now the HID headlights are impressive, but the first thing I wanted to start with is these fog lights. These are by far the best use of light that I've seen ever out of anything. You can see a lot of cars out there driving down the road where people throw these HIDs in the factory housings and the light just blinds everybody down the road. These lights are really focused down to where the light needs to be and nowhere else. So you can see the headlights work great. The fog lights are incredible. This kit coming in around $300 is a very well spent amount of money if you do a lot of night driving or if you're driving around in the country on dark roads where you need a little more lighting. So thank you very much to the Retrofit Source for sending these out to me. And if you have any questions or are considering purchasing this kit, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I will certainly help out wherever I can. Again, thank you very much for watching, and please subscribe for future videos.